There's a reason why one missed workout can turn into days, weeks, months, or even years. And when you understand what's actually happening in your brain to foster that, you're going to stop blaming yourself and learn how to work with your brain so you can travel with a whole lot more ease and grace and consistency along your health journey. Welcome to your daily hit of grace and grit, your quick dose of inspiration to kickstart your day. I'm Courtney Townley, and here is today's hit. So your brain has a threat detection system, which we've talked about on this podcast many times over. And that threat detection system was built for survival, not for your wellness goals. I know, bummer, right? I wish it was wired for our wellness goals, but it's not. It's wired for survival. And it cannot tell the difference between a genuinely threatening or dangerous situation and a Tuesday afternoon where you just skipped the gym. And you might be hearing that thinking, well, Courtney, I don't even remotely relate the two. I don't see the connection between the two. But hear me out. Working with a lot of women over the years, I have heard women make one misaligned decision mean very dramatic and dangerous things, which it isn't, of course. But remember, the brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined stress. So women can make a misaligned food choice or a skipped workout or any kind of behavior that she doesn't feel good about mean terrible things, which totally freaks her brain out and puts her in survival mode. When the brain labels something as a failure, it pulls you out of the part of your brain that can think flexibly, which of course is your prefrontal cortex, the executive center, the thinking part of your brain. When you're stressed out and when you're thinking terrible things about yourself and or your behavior, you don't get to access that part of your brain. You're handing the keys over to the amygdala, which is the very reactive and dramatic part of your brain. Remember, the amygdala, its primary objective is to keep you alive. So it is constantly scanning the environment for threats. And when it's getting intel from you that you made a horrible decision or you failed miserably, it is going to make you behave in ways that you probably don't feel really awesome about. The amygdala basically has two settings, fine or catastrophic. There's nothing in the middle, unfortunately. So this is why that first missed workout can lead to weeks off, or the one unplanned meal can lead to months of abandoning all intention around food. It is not because you lack discipline. It's because you are narrating a storyline in your head that is working against you rather than for you. And once something is encoded as dangerous in your brain, or it is unnecessarily stressing your brain out, the prefrontal cortex, again, the responsible, nuanced, flexible thinking part of your brain, it hands the keys over to the amygdala, which sees the world in binary terms: safe or dangerous, success or failure, all or nothing. Does this make sense? Like, this all or nothing mentality is very rooted in your amygdala. It's binary thinking. The world is safe or dangerous. I did something that was good or bad. And binary thinking gets us into a whole lot of trouble. And it's interesting, there's brain imaging research from multiple studies that confirms this. Under stress and fatigue, which I would argue is largely the midlife female population, stressed and fatigued, the prefrontal cortex literally reduces activity while your amygdala increases it. So your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain, is working less hard, while your amygdala is starting to really light up and activate. And you become biologically less capable of nuanced thinking when you're stressed and depleted. So this means the woman who is most likely to spiral into all or nothing behavior is the one who is overtaxed and overstressed. I'm not telling you that to give you reasons to judge yourself. In fact, I'm doing it for the counter argument, which is this is not a character flaw. This is a predictable neurological response. And I talk about this a lot in my book. I talk about two things in my book, The Consistency Code, that I think are relevant to this. Number one, that health is a direction, not a destination. And you're always just one decision away from traveling back in the direction you intended to go. But the second thing that I'm always joking about, but it's kind of a great analogy, is that if you were going to get in a car today and drive to your favorite store, and you took a wrong turn on the way there, I do not know a woman who would pull over on the side of the road and pitch a fit for the next few days, weeks, months, or years. That would be crazy, right? Because we don't make it mean terrible things. We just make it mean that, oh, wow, I took a wrong turn. I know where I'm trying to get to, and so I'm just going to reorient myself. But that is not what we do with our health. We create a plan or we follow a plan. We make one misaligned choice, and then we do. When we make that misaligned choice, we pull over on the side of the road and we beat ourselves up for days, weeks, months, or years, which is the very reason we can't get realigned faster. So this is where self-compassion comes in. Self-compassion goes a really long way in helping you to stay in the thinking part of your brain, in the prefrontal cortex. So you can think logically about what just happened. Okay, I meant to have a cookie. I ate 5. No big deal. So what? Now what? So what that I ate 4 cookies? Now what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do to realign myself in the direction of health? Well, I'm going to eat a really protein-forward meal tonight, and I'm going to put myself to bed, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and have a great breakfast, a great healthy breakfast. I mean, that's a series of aligned decisions that would go a long way in helping you to resume the journey you intended to take. So, if nothing else from this episode today, I want you to hear that you are not broken. If you are someone who is always in the all or nothing mentality, I want you to hear that you're not broken, but I hope you hear why that happens. You are largely responsible for why that happens, which is, what are you making it mean when you get misaligned? If you're making it mean horrible things, you're freaking your brain out, and your brain will become very reactive because of that. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do under stress. The practice, your practice, every human's practice, is to interrupt the design with a more useful response. So what, now what? No big deal. All I need to do is resume. What is my next right move? That type of narrative rewires the pattern. So start practicing the pattern of useful self-narrative. If this stirred something inside of you, imagine what a whole book of clarity and courage could ignite. The Consistency Code, a midlife woman's guide to deep health and happiness, goes even deeper into the mindset and practices that create real, meaningful change at midlife. Grab your copy today over at theconsistencycode.com and keep the momentum alive.